I mean, that was one thing I didn't do. I didn't put my size in the burger.
Yeah, you definitely are. Oh, that's
Fire.
yeah, we sweat on it too.
Yeah. Hey, let me the contact info. We gonna talk. We gonna talk soon. And that's it. All right, here we go. I wanted to gift you with something thoughtful after a tough practice or tough game. You can look down and be reminded that God has a plan for you. Rooting for you, 12 from Erica K. Battersville. Okay.
Oh, this candle smells so good.
I like whenever they send bag on bag on bag. Oh, this hard. This is really thoughtful. I appreciate this. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Proverbs 3:5. Football towel. We definitely wearing this. Fire.
The Cleveland Browns may have just given Shedeur Sanders something even more significant than a starting position. They gave him the keys to the city. Not through a contract, not via a depth chart reveal, but with something far more perilous: faith. What arrived at his doorstep was far from ordinary fan mail. It was a mountain of boxes, a chaotic stack, an overwhelming avalanche. If you're not tuned in, you might overlook the true significance of this. Before diving in, there are 3 key points you need to grasp. First, the Browns just saw their rookie quarterback have his home broken into. Secondly, the fans reacted in a manner that took everyone by surprise. And third, what Shedeur mentioned while unboxing those packages could reveal just how he's gearing up to tackle the pressure in Cleveland. Believe me, when he made that joke about the bomb squad checking his mail, it was no coincidence. That was a bold declaration. This goes beyond a simple unboxing video. This is a shout out to the whole NFL community. All right, let's paint the picture. Shedeur Sanders is in a room completely overwhelmed by packages. We're not just discussing a few envelopes here. There were so many boxes that the police had to sweep them first. That's how intense it became. That's when it all clicked for me. This city is keeping a close eye on him, just like they would with a franchise quarterback. Consider that for a moment. He hasn't stepped onto the field in the NFL yet, not a single one. Cleveland fans are embracing him as if he's the future star of the team. And it goes even further. The initial packages included custom apparel, personal notes, and handmade merchandise. But alongside those were Bibles, devotionals, books focused on discipline and leadership, candles featuring scripture, and letters that served as reminders of God's plan for him. That's definitely not random. That's a fan base declaring, "We're all in on you." And here's what everyone overlooked.
Good. We got treats. Oh my gosh, did you send popcorn? Whoever sent this is my love language. If you give me a popcorn and then I don't know. I'm ready for the sit down while I'm doing all this, honestly. This is gonna take long.
Yeah. Some smelly goods.
Oh, he makes the artwork.
What you do?
Yeah,
Oh, for the cover.
we need that.
Oh, that's hard.
See, now we talking business.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay, this fire. Hold on, let me just finish these real quick. Yeah, sorry to hear about your home being invaded. Yeah, appreciate it. I shouldn't even went to the store. Appreciate it.
It smells so good.
Brand Ambassador, Lance, excellent. Appreciate it.
That's from Susan.
Susan?
Yeah.
This is nice.
Shedeur took his time with the letters. He came to a halt. He checked them out. He responded to them. He discussed belief. He discussed the importance of getting ready. He discussed the importance of remaining grounded. That's the kind of behavior you'd expect from a franchise quarterback. However, then another event took place. He burst into laughter about having to return gifts. He discusses getting new items to replace the ones that were taken. He cracks a joke about the massive amount of merch he's accumulated lately. Amidst all the laughs, there's a quiet change happening. He talks about the time it takes to get to the post office. It really takes a lot of effort for fans to package something and send it out. That's understanding. When talent meets awareness, things get personal, and that can be a risky combination. This goes beyond merely competing in training camp. It's all about representing a city with pride. Just when you believe this is all about good vibes, he reveals something that flips the entire mood on its head. Just before unveiling one of the most significant gifts, he takes a moment to pause. The tension rises. The atmosphere in the room shifts to silence. Following police sweeps and some lighthearted jokes about danger labels, the atmosphere is charged with tension. Then he flips through a book authored by Tony Dungy, Silent Power. Take a moment to really think about that. A guide on leadership, grounded in faith, showcasing unwavering strength without the distractions. If you're familiar with Shedeur, then that title says it all. What's the main criticism he faces? He's got that flair, overflowing with confidence, and yes, he's Prime's son. Here he is, diving into leadership books, discussing growth, and emphasizing discipline. So, I've got a question for you. What if the Browns locker room gets a glimpse of this version of him before the league does? After that moment, the unboxing transforms into a whole new experience. It serves as evidence that companies have faith in him. Cleveland designers are rolling out some awesome custom pieces. Entrepreneurs are reaching out for collaboration. Young athletes are reaching out, expressing their desire to emulate him. Even barbers are stepping up their game since he still hasn't found his go-to guy in Cleveland. That's a cultural takeover. And this is the aspect that the national media will overlook. He showed no sense of entitlement. He showed appreciation. He discussed the idea of returning gifts during the Christmas season. He kept notes safe. He talked about the idea of signing cards and sending them back. He called out small businesses individually. That's the way to create loyalty in a hard-working city. Keep in mind, this is Cleveland, a city eager for some quarterback consistency, a city that has gone through a variety of names over the years. Then, out of nowhere, this rookie steps in, and the crowd goes wild. That's not just hype, that's genuine hope. Now, this is where things start to heat up. Even though the fans are fully backing Shedeur, the front office hasn't made any public promises about him being the future. Not confirmed. And that tension, that's where it really gets intriguing. Because just picture a veteran quarterback in that locker room observing all of this. Picture a mountain of boxes reaching all the way to the ceiling. Watching fans share scripture and brands send out custom Cleveland-themed gear is awesome. You can sense that change, even if it's not spoken aloud. Then, there was another moment that really caught my attention. He dives into financial literacy books. Wealth can be cultivated, strategies for credit enhancement, insights into the stock market. He candidly admits that he needs to dive into cash flow and net flow analysis. That's some serious long-term thinking. That's some serious quarterback-level discipline right there. When someone sent him a book on conquering fear, he chuckled. Yet he still valued the gesture. That kind of balance is hard to come by. Boldness without vulnerability. Style without doubt. And if you're a Browns supporter, this is something you must listen to. This whole unboxing experience wasn't focused on presence. It was all about the connection. A city was evaluating if their potential franchise quarterback truly recognizes them. And he threw the ball. It's time to take this to the next level. Because, culturally, this goes beyond just Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders is stepping into the league with one of the most formidable brands around. The Sanders name holds significance, but a brand lacking performance is meaningless in the NFL. All right, let's get to the heart of the matter. What if he delivers on the field? If he secures the position, even for a short time, the story changes instantly. The same analysts claiming he's overhyped will also argue that Cleveland has found their guy. The very critics labeling him a distraction will also call him box office gold. In the NFL, box office translates to leverage. Utilize your relationship with the franchise, maximize your connections with sponsors, build leverage within the locker room, and make sure to pay attention to this aspect. He candidly discussed getting new items to replace the ones taken from his home. That vulnerability makes him relatable. Fans are no longer just looking at a five-star recruit. A young man faces the heat of pressure, tackles setbacks, and deals with the weight of expectations. drawing in emotional investment. Emotional investment fosters patience. Patience gives quarterbacks the opportunity they need. Time leads to progress. Growth leads to success. All right, check this out. What's driving Cleveland brands to jump on board with him before he's even stepped onto the field? Because they experience it. Momentum and energy. I've delved into plenty of NFL narratives to sense when something stands out. This has a unique vibe, but I'm ready to take it to the next level. The Browns have faced ongoing challenges when it comes to finding consistent quarterback play. That's not a sign of disrespect. That's a fact. When a city gets behind someone this early, it puts pressure on the organization. The need to nurture his development effectively. There's a weight to ensure he's handled correctly, a determination to avoid the mistakes of the past. If the front office overlooks that energy, that's when tension begins to brew, as fan support for a young quarterback can turn into a political issue within the franchise. We've witnessed it time and again throughout the league. Shedeur is definitely not stepping into this without a plan. He's had the privilege of being coached by Deion Sanders. He knows how to handle the spotlight. He gets branding. He gets the power of storytelling. This unboxing video showcased some clever narrative control. It demonstrated a sense of humility. It expressed appreciation. It demonstrated progress. Cleveland is clearly putting its heart on the line already. I'm about to drop a daring prediction. If Shedeur Sanders gets significant playing time this season and plays at least at an average starter level, the city will rally behind him because the groundwork is already laid. And if you believe this was merely fan mail, you're overlooking the strategic play. This was culture being shaped right before our eyes. All right, let's dive into the question I want you to tackle. Are the Browns prepared for the possibility that Shedeur could truly step up as the guy? When fan belief meets on-field performance, it goes beyond just producing a starter. It sparks a wave. And movements are tough to bench. Now, let's dive into the section we haven't covered yet. The vibe inside buildings changes long before it makes its appearance on Sundays. When a young quarterback steps into a facility and the fan base is already buzzing with excitement, chanting his name online, embracing his brand, and sending waves of support from across the nation, it shifts the entire atmosphere. You might want to ignore it, but the truth is, it matters. Because football is all about humanity. It's all about ego. It's all about confidence. It's all about the momentum. Shedeur is quietly gaining some serious momentum. Let's revisit something understated. During the whole unboxing, he consistently returned to one key point: preparation. Literature on faith, literature on discipline, guides for financial literacy, principles of leadership, and even networking for small businesses. That's not just random clutter. That's a young QB soaking up knowledge. He even chuckled at the idea that some folks believe he doesn't read. That's crucial. Huh? One of the major storylines surrounding Shedeur Sanders is that he's all about the flash, jewelry, swagger, being the son of Prime, and his social media presence. So, what exactly did this video reveal? A young one sorting through handwritten letters. A player announcing that he will sign cards and return them. A quarterback expressing his desire for his receivers to sport some top-notch gear during practice. That's a team-first mindset. And here comes the chess move. When fans witness humility, they rally behind you even more fiercely. When the critics come for us, the fans stand strong and defend what they love. In Cleveland, a city that thrives on the spirit of underdogs and hard work, the blend of humility and confidence creates an unstoppable force. Picture this. Training camp is here. Picture a tough day, with a couple of off-target passes. Social media begins to buzz. However, the fans who sent those packages aren't quick to turn against him. They've already put their hearts into it. That gives him some space to maneuver. Breathing room is crucial for a young quarterback. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The NFL has evolved beyond just arm talent. It's all about being there. It's all about your ability to take charge of the space around you. It's all about your ability to endure stories. Shedeur has been in the limelight for as long as he can remember. From high school to Jackson State to Colorado, every play was scrutinized, every quote analyzed in detail. Cleveland may not be in the spotlight, but it definitely has its own unique vibe. That difference could really work in his favor. Rather than just being the coach's son in a college experiment, he's stepping up as the potential savior of a franchise that has been on the hunt for stability for decades. We're talking about legacy here. Now, I'm about to drop a bold statement. The Browns really rely on Shedeur's star power, just as much as he depends on their development system to grow. When fans are this hyped before the game starts, it means leverage, ticket sales, jersey sales, and national spotlight. That's the ultimate in primetime narratives. And don't sleep on this. Cleveland hasn't exactly been known as a go-to spot for quarterbacks. If Shedeur can shift that narrative, even a little, it could alter how future free agents perceive the franchise. All right, it's time to tackle the big issue at hand. Is this pressure overwhelming? That's the kind of thing critics will throw out there. Some will claim that early fan enthusiasm leads to unrealistic expectations. The hype machine can be a risky beast. Here's my take on it. When the heat is on, the hard work shows. From everything we witnessed in that unboxing, the way he addressed the vulnerability of his home being robbed, joked about police sweeps, and calmly read faith-based messages, he appeared unfazed. He appeared grounded. That's significant since the NFL will challenge him in ways that college never could. Defensive schemes, intricate blitz strategies, seasoned banter, challenging away games, and the press. They're just itching for that one-off game to label him as overrated. The core needs to be all about the mindset. What did we just witness? A city solidifying a strong mental foundation. That's pretty uncommon. So, I've got a question for you. When's the last time Cleveland got behind a rookie quarterback like this, even before he took the field? It's a rare occurrence. Typically, hope develops gradually, but this seems to be speeding up, and that speed can either be risky or revolutionary. Check out this situation that's flying under the radar. What happens if Shedeur doesn't get the starting nod in week 1, but by the middle of the season, the offense is having a tough time? What goes down when the crowd starts chanting his name? What goes down when the cameras zoom in on him chilling on the sideline and the crowd goes wild? That builds up internal conflict. If he gets that chance and delivers, the story shifts dramatically. From backup to hero, from overlooked to unstoppable. And that's when the confidence we witnessed in that room packed with packages transforms into something entirely different. It turns into confirmation. It's time to turn it around. What happens if he has a rough start? What happens if defenses throw him off his game? What happens when the pace of the game requires some getting used to? This is where the foundation becomes even more crucial. A quarterback who embodies discipline, faith, financial savvy, and leadership possesses traits that are essential for the long haul. He's not merely aiming to impress the media, he's crafting his future. And here's something I really enjoyed. He discussed Christmas, the spirit of giving back, and the importance of remembering who gifted what. That's quite a long memory. That's all about building connections. Quarterbacks who foster connections both on and off the field are more likely to navigate challenges successfully. Football is all about that locker room vibe. Your teammates hold you in high regard. They battle for you. When a city values you, they stand by you. Shedeur is subtly accumulating both. Let's talk about Dion, because whether folks want to acknowledge it or not, Coach Prime's presence is always in the mix. Some critics argue that Shadow is overly large, leading to unrealistic comparisons. But what if it's really armor? What if being raised under such intense scrutiny forged a resilience that most rookies just don't possess? Most young quarterbacks don't step into the league fully prepared to deal with the national spotlight. Shedeur does it. Cleveland, a city that embodies hard work and dedication, could be the ideal spot for that mix of refinement and grit. All right, let me give you my ultimate perspective. This unboxing had a purpose. This was not just filler content. It captured a city on the brink of something great. If the Browns handle this correctly, nurture him with care, shield him effectively, and allow him to evolve into the position rather than rushing it, this could mark the beginning of something significant. However, if they mismanage the situation, allowing narratives to dictate their progress, or if they crumble at the first hint of trouble, they could squander a unique opportunity where talent and fan support align perfectly. That's a decision franchises will look back on with regret for years to come. All right, I'll wrap it up with this. The packages were piled up high. The notes had a personal touch. The belief was unwavering. The crowd was roaring with enthusiasm. The only question remaining is straightforward. Can Shedeur Sanders transform faith into results? If he pulls it off, Cleveland will have more than just a quarterback. With a true leader in place, the league will no longer be the punchline. Share your opinions in the comments. Could this be the start of a franchise revival? Are we jumping the gun here? If you're following Shedeur's journey and crave genuine analysis free from media bias, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.